Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Journey to Become Wealthy. My name is Kelvin Reed, and today is Sunday. We got another week starting up on tomorrow, and hopefully, you all are ready for the ride because this thing could potentially come crashing down even further. Looking at the research for tonight, looks like things are coming down in other countries as of right now, and we could be impacted as well. But before I get into it, I want to kind of talk to y'all about some things, and we're gonna go from there. But make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I make videos. All right. So let's talk about it. Right. Let's talk about it. Right now, we are going into a recession, or deflation, or basically any word that you can think of that tells us that the economy is screwed. Right now, our economy is in very bad shape. We've been healthy for the past few years. We've had a few ups and downs, but all in all, we've seen the market very strong over the past few years up until this point. And now that's why we're experiencing inflation. We're seeing the Fed trying to fight this thing without the government's assistance, and things are just really becoming terrible. So at this time, we kind of got to take the moment to look back and reflect and see, are we prepared? Are you prepared? Are you prepared for the things that could potentially happen over the year, over the next year, or in the next few months, or whatever may come, right? Job layoffs, interest rates increasing, housing, coming down, more prices going up, or whatever the case may be. Your money, losing your money potentially in the banks, to the banks. So, because you gotta think about it, at times like this, the banks use our money to dig themselves out of the hole, right? So you put your money in the bank, they use your money to invest and to dig themselves out of many holes like debt and things of that nature. So what happens when the bank uses your money and now you no longer have access to it? It is insured, but how long before you get that insurance policy? The big dog is gonna always take care of themselves first. So are you prepared for these things? Do you have those things in mind? Do you have multiple bank accounts? Do you have that emergency fund? Are you invested? Do you have a secondary source of income? Are you in the stock market? Do you have your own business? Are you at a job? Are you secure in your current job? So all of those things are things that matter right now because going forward, it's gonna be the grind, right? And it could not even get that bad, but these are still things that every year we gotta keep in mind. We gotta be prepared for these things. That's why credit is such a big deal, right? You gotta have good credit, or you can continue to live right. You can borrow money even when you don't have it, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, are you prepared for the economic turmoil that we could potentially find ourselves in the coming months or years, right? Um, as of right now, the S&P 500 is about to break those lows that it hit in June. We know June, the S&P 500 was 360.15, I believe was the low. Let me pull it up. I'm going to pull it up over here. Y'all can just listen to me. The low was 360.69 in June. Right now, we're sitting at 367.95, and it could potentially come back to those lows in June or come lower. Your 401k, we talked about this on yesterday on Saturday, how your 401k could be impacted, how you could potentially lose money that way. People who are now in their 60s and 70s who were prepared to retire now have lost half of their retirement funds. So now they had to continue working until we come out of this recession, and who knows how much longer they got to work, or they can't retire as well off as they expected. Health issues, financial issues, whatever the case may be. So are you prepared for these things? Don't sit back and get comfortable. Do not allow yourself to become complacent and think that, oh, you got something to settle down on. We have to continue to grind. We got to continue to be forward thinking and always be properly prepared. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So always be properly prepared for the bad times. Enjoy the good times, but be prepared for the bad times, right? So that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now as far as the economy and just our financial standing are in the world. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just take a look at things and see what the news gives us, right? See what the news gives us. And I already kind of told y'all right now that the markets are down. So we know that the markets are down. Y'all know the Dow, S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Russell were down on Friday, right? Looking at this, the Hong Kong stocks are down at open. This was tonight, right? I want to say about an hour ago. Hong Kong stocks opened with more losses Monday following another painful week across world markets fueled by recession fears as central banks rank up interest rates to battle inflation. The Hang Seng Index dropped 0.56% or 99.85 points to $17,833. So that's already an initial bad sign. When you come here, you all know we look at our futures, right? Come here looking at our futures. Our futures are currently down in the pre-market. Overnight, of course, somewhere else. Just looking at these is already up a bad sign for Monday. So it may be time for puts. We got Japan here down 2%. China sitting pretty flat, 0.23%. Hang Seng looks like it's showing right now up 0.56%. So who knows? Maybe, hopefully this thing is accurate. It could potentially be off. You see right now it's fluctuating between 0.55 and 0.56. But Japan being down negative 1.99%, that's pretty concerning as well. A lot of these numbers don't change overnight, just like we see oil and gas and we see gold right here kind of hanging out and natural gas. So a lot of these things just kind of don't change, but some things to be aware of. We already know when we left off on Friday that the market was in extreme fear. I find that oftentimes that extreme fear means that the market could potentially rebound. The question is, are the big dogs, are they afraid? Are they afraid of what could happen next? Are they considering pulling their money out? Because we know, I believe, my opinion, when we got down here, the big dogs thought this was such a great buying opportunity, they couldn't miss it. And we popped up from here. We popped up from June 17th all the way to August 16th. So we had a good, strong, legit 2 months. A strong 2 months. And right before we came right back down, you guys. So here we are, September 23rd, ending down, almost back to those lows in a matter of, 2 weeks. Well, I guess we can give it 30 days just about. So here was August 16th, and we can give it just about, full month. A month some change. We're already back down to what was our lows in June. So we got to kind of keep those things in mind as we go forward investing, because hey, tomorrow if the market's open lower, what is your action, right? What is your action? Put season, right? If the markets end up open higher, wait for confirmation. Do not be in a rush. Do not feel greedy. Wait for confirmation. Do not lose that money. If it continues to go lower, put options, make you some money on the way down to kind of balance out your losses. If it goes up, hey, feel free to take your call option, but be very aware, be very careful of levels of resistance, because if it hits that point of resistance and it comes back down and does a reversal on you, you potentially lose money that way. So we just got to be prepared. Be prepared for whatever this market is willing to throw at us, because it could be a lot. It could get very bad. One of the things I wanted to talk about today is creating generational wealth, right? Creating generational wealth means being prepared for times like this, because if you lose everything you have, how can you pass on wealth to your children, to your family, to your loved ones, the ones you leave behind, right? So we got to make sure we have a plan for those things. I mean, if something were to happen to you tomorrow or today or the next 5 minutes, are you prepared for that? Do you have a plan right now? Do you have a will? Do you have your beneficiary set in stone in your bank? Many people don't know that you can go to your bank and set up your beneficiaries. They think that you only do this type of stuff on life insurance policies or insurance or whatever the case may be, but your bank. If you don't have a will, or if you don't have beneficiaries set up there, then that money goes back to the bank. And in times like this, they would love to take your money, take money and take food out of your kids' mouths in order to take care of themselves, because that's their number one priority, right? They feel like they take care of themselves, they take care of millions of others, right? The bank is not just responsible for you. You are not its sole responsibility. It has millions, thousands of other people who also have their money in there, and they making sure that they can continue to disperse that money. But it's up to you to take care of yourself and your family, and just make sure that you're properly prepared for things to go sideways just in the coming future. As of right now, things that I'm checking, and I know it's not even year end, but things that I'm checking, I try and check these things quarterly. Do I have my beneficiaries set up correctly? Is my bank account spread enough so that I know if I lose money here, I got money here? Is my credit right? Are my bills, if something were to happen, do I have enough money in my emergency fund to continue to live for the next 6 months to a year? So these are things that I want you all to take into consideration going forward, and really just continue to really try and make money. Continue to build that money. Don't throw everything into, all these luxury things and trying to look good and live good, but make sure that you're prepared so that you can live. Not just live, skate by, but make sure that you can live good. I understand it's nice to take a vacation here and there, but when you can look at yourself and say, hey, no matter what, I'm settled. I'm good. Nothing go wrong. I'm stable in my life. Then that's a good feeling. So I want you all to make sure you have that, and just be ready for anything that could happen over the next coming months. So that's what I got for you all this weekend. I thank you all for joining Journey to Become Wealthy. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If so, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good night.